This course is about qualitative methods. To begin with, we need to make a distinction between quantitative methods of research and qualitative methods of research so that we are able to make choices appropriately and use techniques relevantly when we are examining phenomena. What is the difference between qualitative research and quantitative research? Let us go step by step. To begin with, quantitative methods tend to use large sample size because we need numbers. We need to establish statistical significance, as we say in quantitative research. But qualitative research is about individual experiences and perceptions, and therefore we don't need large samples, but really significant small samples are sufficient to establish experiences of individuals. We actually don't establish in qualitative methods. We are exploring people's experiences. And sometimes in case studies, even one case could be enlightening in qualitative methods. The second characteristic is that quantitative methods rely on numeral data. Whatever we gather is finally reduced to numbers in quantitative methods. In qualitative methods, if we interview, if we have focus group discussions, if even we have observation, then they have to be reduced to textual data. Initially, you could be having verbal data in terms of recorded data, but that recorded data has to be reduced to textual data in a particular language so that we can code them, so that we can see patterns in people's expressions and people's experiences and opinions. The third characteristic of quantitative method is that we usually survey a large sample, as I have said, so that we can pick up patterns and generalize. And we rely on observable aspects, measurable aspects in quantitative methods. In qualitative methods, we are focused on experience and perceptions of a group of people or individuals. The third element is in context to hypothesis. Quantitative methods intend to test a hypothesis, whereas qualitative methods cannot really test a hypothesis. And I think we need more reflection on this. Qualitative methods actually can generate a hypothesis. And so, for example, when I ask people, what are the factors that influence poverty, people might come up with a lot of explanations. Out of that, I can generate a hypothesis. Now, that method is qualitative. Now, once I pick up one particular method, then I can quantitatively examine and test that hypothesis. And finally, qualitative methods are outcome of interactive, intersubjective methods, that we interact with what we examine. And there is a certain level of subjectivity that we bring to qualitative methods. Of course, we will talk about reflexivity, that is, to own up my subjectivity in qualitative research. Whereas quantitative methods claim and tend to be objective, that I put myself outside what I examine, because I'm worried about numbers, I'm concerned about numbers, and I'm concerned about testing a hypothesis very objectively, and it is not about myself. Therefore, then qualitative methods might have lower level of reliability. And we need to argue in qualitative methods really consciously to examine the validity of our findings as well. But in quantitative methods, the finding tends to be more reliable. Because of numbers, we can repeat and find the same results.